Everyone talks about the capital cities. Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, even Hobart has had its massive boom. But savvy investors know that by the time everyone is talking about a location, the easiest money has usually already been made. Today, we're looking at a market that offers incredible affordability, a genuine lifestyle shift, and significant infrastructure tailwinds that are just starting to kick in. We're talking about Launceston, Tasmania, Lonnie to the locals. In this video, I'm going to give you a quick 2-minute rundown on exactly why Launceston is poised for growth over the next 5 years and longer. Then I'm going to share my top 3 picks right now in Launceston, Trevallyn, Summerhill, and Norwood. And I'll show you actual examples of what sold recently in each suburb for under $750,000. Just quickly, if you're trying to buy interstate, or if you're sick of spending your weekend scrolling through real estate or domain, trying to figure out what a good deal looks like, you probably need help. This is where PropSpotter comes in. We are a research house that uses data to identify high growth locations, and then we use our systems to find you on-market properties as soon as they are listed, so you are one of the first calling an agent. We cost a fraction of a full-service buyer's agent, provide an on-the-ground team of property managers, conveyancers, solicitors, and building and pest inspectors to help you on your journey. If you want to invest like a professional without the headache, check the link in the description below to organize a obligation-free call with the PropSpotter team. But now, let's get into it. So, why Launceston? And most importantly, why now? For a long time, Launceston was the sleepy younger sibling to Hobart, but that dynamic is shifting rapidly. There are really 3 main drivers you need to understand about this northern Tasmanian powerhouse. Number 1, the ripple effect and affordability. Hobart is really incredibly expensive during its boom. The capital naturally migrated north in search of better yields and lower entry points. Over the last few years, Launceston's median price, having been significantly lower than Hobart's, offered the fact that your dollar could buy you a much better asset. A bigger house, more land, closer to the CBD and all your amenities. For mainland investors, sub $700,000 for a solid brick house near a city centre is unheard of. Number 2 is the massive infrastructure spend, specifically the University of Tasmania's relocation of its main campus from Newnham, 10-15 kilometers north of the CBD, to Inveresk, right near the CBD, is a game changer. We are talking hundreds of millions of dollars in investment. This isn't just about new buildings, it's about bringing thousands of students and staff directly into the city centre every day. That drives demands for rentals, cafes, retail, services. It revitalizes the entire city centre. 10,000 students in and around Launceston CBD each day and a few thousand more in staff. Think about it. And number 3 really is that lifestyle migration. Post-COVID, people realized they could work remotely. Launceston offers an incredible lifestyle. You have a foodie scene internationally recognized. You have the incredible Cataract Gorge, literally walking distance from the city, and a slower, leaner pace of life. Launceston isn't a boom and bust mining town. It's a stable, diverse economy fueled by agriculture, health, tourism, and now education. That is a recipe for sustainable long-term growth. All right, let's hit suburb number 1. If you want lifestyle and views that would cost you millions on the mainland, you take a look at Trevallyn. Trevallyn sits up on a hill on the western side of the Tamar River. It's incredibly desirable because it borders the famous Cataract Gorge Reserve, yet you can be in the CBD in under 3 minutes. Who lives here? It's a mix of professionals working in the city, active families who want access to walking trails, and long-term locals who prize those river views. It has a village feel with its own great local grocer and cafes, so you don't always have to head into town. The terrain is hilly, which means many properties have spectacular vistas that can never be built out. In real estate, you pay for scarcity, and in Trevallyn, land is scarce. So what does $750,000 buy you in Trevallyn? Let's take a look at 5 Cherry Road, Trevallyn. This one recently sold for $710,000. It's a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom, mid-century home. Now, it might need a cosmetic update in the future, but take a look at those fundamentals. It's sitting on a 1,200 square meter block, and crucial to Trevallyn, it has glimpses of the mountains from the house. You are buying in an A-grade location with a value-add potential. In Sydney, a view and a location like that adds a 0 to the price tag. Moving southwest from the city, we hit our second pick, Summer Hill. If Trevallyn is the flashy lifestyle pick, Summer Hill is the dependable, solid workhorse of Launceston. This bread and butter suburbia in the best possible way. Why do we like it? It's incredibly practical, has great access to major arterial roads, meaning you can get out of the city or out towards the airport. It's very well serviced with its own shopping center and medical facilities. Over here, you find housing stock that's predominantly built in the 1970s through to the 1990s, brick veneer homes on decent sized blocks. Who lives here? Prime territory for young families, first home buyers, and investors looking for high rental demand. Tenants love it because it's easy, safe, and close to everything. Rental vacancy rates here are consistently tight. Let's look at a recent sale in Summer Hill, shall we? Like 73 Stanley Street, which sold for $680,000 and some change. This, ladies and gentlemen, is textbook Summer Hill. A solid brick, 3-bed, 1-bath family home. It's neat, tidy, low maintenance, and sits on a flat block. An investor buys this, spends practically nothing on immediate renovations, and rents it out immediately to a stable family for strong yield. It's a set and forget investment that will quietly appreciate as the city grows. Our final pick takes us to the southeast of the city, a suburb called Norwood. Norwood is often considered one of the premier family-friendly suburbs in Launceston outside the inner city heritage zones. It feels a little bit more established. The streets are wider, the trees are bigger. You know the drill. The main driver in Norwood, schools. Norwood is extremely popular because of its school catchments, particularly Norwood Primary and proximity to Kings Meadows High. When you buy in a strong school zone, you're buying a built-in safety net for your asset's value. Families move here when their kids start school and they stay for 15 to 20 years. That means properties don't turn over as often, keeping supply tight. It's also very close to the Kings Meadows shopping precinct, which is practically a second CBD in Launceston these days. Finding something under $750,000, funnily enough, in Norwood can sometimes be tough because it is so desirable, but definitely possible. Take a look at 13 Kensington Gardens, Norwood. This recently sold for $708,000. Here, you're often finding a slightly bigger footprint. This was a 3-bedroom, 1-bathroom home with multiple living areas. It's the kind of house a family can grow into. You're paying a slight premium over Summer Hill, but you're paying for that school zone demand and a slightly more upscale neighborhood feel. So there you have it. Trevallyn for the views and lifestyle, Summer Hill for the solid investment fundamentals, and Norwood for the family-friendly school zones. Launceston is moving. The UTAS development is practically done. The secret about the lifestyle down here is definitely out. If you're looking at these prices and realizing you could buy a high-quality asset in a growing city for the price of a 1-bedroom unit in Sydney, you need to take action before this gap closes further. If you need help navigating the market and finding these off-market gems, reach out to our team at PropSpotter using the link below. If you got value out of this deep dive into Lonnie, please hit the button and subscribe so you don't miss our next market update. Happy hunting.